Final segment of today's show, Glenn Marini, our special guest. He's heading out of Jonesboro, going to Fort Wayne, Indiana, as their sports director. We're going to miss him. We're certainly going to miss him on this show. And now to talk with him is another legend in his own time is Coach Patrick.
Good morning, Budro.
Well, Coach, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, son. Good morning to your friend Gene.
Glenn.
I appreciate it.
You know, Budro, I'm calling in today to report some sad news for all the sports fans of Northeast Arkansas, sir.
Oh, no. What is it, Coach?
Well, my sources are telling me that Channel 8's sports commentator, Gene Marini, is leaving Jonesboro.
Well, you can ask him. He's sitting right here with us.
This is breaking news.
Well, I hope you don't mind me scooping that over the air, Gene.
I don't. Somebody had to report it first.
Well, it had to be me, son. It's sad news for our community, and it's sad news for me, Budro.
Why is that?
Well, I'm a big fan of Gene Marini.
Oh, I can tell, yeah.
And I'm going to miss him, son.
Uh-huh.
And you know, Budro, as a tribute to Gene, I'm going to give you my 5 favorite Gene Marini moments.
Here we go.
On this little TV broadcast.
This is what I've been looking for all morning long.
Do you want to start us off at number 5, son?
Number 5, son.
Number 5. My number 5 favorite Gene Marini moment was the night that he dressed up like former St. Louis Cardinals broadcaster Harvey Carey to do the sports.
That went over so well that they pulled the morning show segments.
Well...
and they called me to tell me they were doing it. Because I recorded it for the morning.
I don't know what they were thinking,
exactly.
Gene. Because you did an excellent impersonation, son.
Number 4.
Hi!
Hi!
That's beautiful. He was slurring his words, he was mispronouncing some names, and he even stared in confused silence at the camera.
You can appreciate that, can't you, Coach?
I guess that was in character.
It was a good impersonation. Number 4.
Number 4.
The night that the Valley View Wildcats named Stan Sherman as their new head coach.
Shannon Sherman, Valley View Blazers.
Well, they showed some video clips of Coach Sherman chest-bumping his players as they came off the field.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why he was doing all that chest-bumping, Budro, because every one of his players looked like Ned in the first reader.
Number 3.
But he was, son. I'm not done, Budro.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Don't rush me, son.
I'm sorry. Pardon me.
Dadgummit.
Excuse me.
Anyway, whenever the camera came back to Gene, he himself was chest bumping the furniture on the KAIT set. It was a subtle way of Gene telling all the dullards from Valley View how ridiculous they look trying to play football and that they need to drop the program and go back to focusing on girls' soccer, which is a redundancy if ever I've heard one, son.
Well played.
Is it time for number 3?
It's time for number 3.
Number 3.
This was a recurring bit from Gene. Whenever he'd report a big professional athletic contract signing, he would compare it to the salary of one of his co-workers, to great comedic effect. It would go something like this, Budro. Gene would say, today the Dallas Cowboys signed quarterback Tommy Romo to a 6-year, $67 million contract, which is approximately half of Greg Rickart's salary.
Greg would be proud.
Yes, he would, son. That was really funny, Gene. I enjoyed that, son.
Is it time for number 2 yet?
Number 2.
Number 2.
Yes, sir. Another recurring bit. Every Thursday night, Gene would have a segment that he called Thursday's Whoppers.
Uh-huh.
And it's a segment where he would show pictures of fish.
Yes.
Fish, Budro.
Uh-huh.
Only Gene could make that interesting. He'd show fish, and he'd always try to have some witty little introduction to it, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one night, he introduced it like this. And now for the segment that smells worse than Rick Vaughn's breath. Thursday's Whoppers.
Got a little help with that one, actually.
I think he did, son, but that one was funny because it was true. Have you smelled Rick Vaughn's breath?
No.
Well,
Nor do I want to now.
Well, I smelled it, and I didn't know whether to give him a Tic Tac or some toilet paper. It was horrible. Number 1, Budro.
Number one,
is
Coach.
when Gene had his football Friday night year-end show for 2006, and he and the little fellow that worked with him at the time, I believe it was Mike Lilly, named Darrell Lawson as the player of the year.
Darrell Lawson.
Yeah, it made all of us people from Nettleton very proud.
Yes, I'm sure it made Darrell very proud, too.
Absolutely.
Gene, you've done a fantastic job out there, son, and I'm really going to miss you. I hope things go well for you up there in Illinois, and I'll give you my word on this, son. Come football season, I'll be calling you every Friday night with the Nettleton Raiders score, just like the old days. And I'll expect you to read it over the air up there, son.
You'll never know if he does.
That's true. They're clamoring for it, I would imagine.
They would love to know the Raiders are doing.
I'm sure they are. Thank you, son. Goodbye, Gene.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Coach.
Well, Big Daddy, I'm sorry we didn't get to you. We're just flat running out of time, and it's time for us to say our goodbyes to Glenn Marini. It's been a pleasure-filled 5.5 years, Glenn. I wish you the very best. You're a brilliant young man, and the sky's the limit for you, really, seriously.
Well, I appreciate it, and I enjoy all the people from here in Northeast Arkansas. Like I said real early in the show, it's always going to be a special place for me.